All right. Just give it a second. All right. Let's get this thing started. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, back in 1969. ISUPK, Florida. Priest and Officer Kazak Kumar, Jacksonville, Florida. All right. I'm going to hold it down tonight for the scripture breakdown. And if y'all have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. Other than that, I'm going to go through some scriptures, break them down. Maybe we might have a little bit of time to get on these pagan holidays, but if you're in the truth and you don't know by now, the short of it is don't do it. All right. So we'll start there. Let's see. Just so y'all know what I'm saying, the Passover, April 15th, Cocoa Beach, Florida, right here in the backyard. Know what I'm saying? Everybody come down, have your garments, sisters have your dresses. Everybody come down, pay your Passover fee. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and start booking your rooms. Be prepared. You know what I'm saying? We're going to spend a little bit of time in Orlando as well. So if y'all come down early enough, maybe we can get it in. Other than that, let's go ahead and start at Hebrews 5 and 12. Let's start there. Start at Hebrews 5 and 12. We'll get it now. Lot going on. You know what I'm saying? I think people have been talking about this trial for this this devil that I think it's a devil that ran in and shot a brother, shot a brother, say she was trying to pull her taser and pulled her gun accidentally and shot him. Yeah, this is the kind of stuff that we have to deal with. Our oppressors. Like straight up, kids, you just know what I'm saying? Go ahead and be like, yo, I shot him. He deserved it. Man, I hope he burned it. Like she might as well just say that because insulting the brother's family's intelligence, insulting the people that care about it, intelligence is ridiculous. All right, so you got the scripture for me? All right. Go ahead with it.
Hebrews chapter 5, verse 12.
Uh-huh.
For when for the time you ought to be teachers.
That's right.
Slack. For when for the time you ought to be teachers, you have need that one teach you again.
Okay.
Which be the first principles of the oracles of the power.
You see that? We are in a point where we're supposed to be teaching our families, supposed to be teaching, our kids how to serve God. Here's the problem. We have need that somebody teach us again, because everything they taught us about God, about Yahushua Christ, everything they taught us about the Bible came from theologian school, came from Greek and Roman mythology, came from some prior religion that they tried to mix on and add to the Bible, make, Yahushua when it wasn't, or so on and so forth. Everything they told us about not having to keep the law, statutes, and commandments was a lie. Everything they told us about, who we are as a people or who the children of Israel are was a lie. So now when it comes time where we're supposed to be teaching our people, right? The scripture said we have need that somebody teach us again. This is what we're in the process of doing. You go to Isaiah chapter 11, I go into that. It says they have need that one teach us the first principles of the oracles of God. So when you're trying to be deep, learn everything you can about, so you can be the smartest cat in the room, what you're not realizing is that it's not about how smart you are at all. The things you need to know is this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, which is the law, statutes, and commandments, how to serve and please the creator of heaven and earth, which is the most important thing you can possibly know on this planet. All right, you have need that one teach you those things again. And we have been commissioned by Christ or ordered by the Most High and commissioned by Christ and under the authority of Commanding General Yohana to do just that for Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation natives of this country. All right, so we'll go ahead and go into a little bit tonight. Let me see where we want to start at. Any questions? All right, you ain't have no question? Okay. Let me see here. 11. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, that ain't good. All right. So we ain't have no questions. Let's get a little bit of angels, right? Let's get that. Angels. Now, we got a misconception. You got the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. We got a misconception about what angels are, right? A lot of times we've been taught angels was naked white babies flying around with arrows and shooting people with arrows and they fall in love or whatever happens to them. We've also been taught that maybe you might have lost a loved one, that person died and went up and became your angel, right? But angels have a purpose within the earth. They were commissioned by the Most High in the same way I just said that we were, to do a job. And the difference between angels and you is that the angel does not have lust and desires and flesh to tell it to do opposite of what the Most High tells it to do. An angel is not built to have a mind to go against what the Lord says to do. The angel of the Lord, contrary to popular belief, don't fight against God. All right? I got it. Don't fight against God. They don't do what they want to do. They don't break God's laws. They don't fight against, but what the Lord has created is angels that are put in this earth to test you, to see if you're going to go against God, to see if you're going, and Satan is one of those angels. All right. We had a question?
We had a question in the chat.
Go ahead.
Trooper Canuck wants to know if he can get the breakdown of how Yahushua and Solomon, so can break down how Yahushua was Solomon and Adam.
All right, so if you know anything about reincarnation, then you know this right here. They ain't the same. The question is, how was Yahushua, Solomon, and Adam? All right. The question, the scriptures that go along with this, right? Here's what you have to understand. Literally, nobody is nobody. Literally. What do I mean by that? As you see a person, a man right now, that spirit has been here in another body with different parents, right? Under different circumstances. They're from another neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? They mama and daddy. My mama and daddy, you know what I'm saying, would name my mama and daddy if I had ever been here in this earth before. So from them family, being the same person is like hard for you to explain it in that manner. But according to the Bible, right, Yahushua was the son of David. So if you go to Matthew chapter 1, take me to Matthew chapter 1 real quick. Go ahead and read it.
Matthew chapter 1, verse 1. The book of the generation of Yahushua Mashiach, the son of David, the son of Abraham.
The book of the generation of Yahushua Mashiach, the son of what?
David.
The son of what?
David.
And what? Who else?
The son of Abraham.
The son of Abraham. Now, Abraham had more than one son, right? He had Ishmael, and he had Isaac. I believe he had like 6 more sons. I don't know. I think I heard Captain Cesario bringing that out. I'm not familiar with where that is in the Bible. If somebody want to put it in the chat where it says exactly how many sons he had, but we know for sure he had more than one, right? But according to the Lord, in Isaac shall thy seed be called. So according to the Lord, he had one son, and that was Isaac, right? Now, David had more than one son. But according to the Lord, through Solomon, was the one to reign and to sit on David's throne. So when it starts off in the New Testament by saying the son of Abraham, the son of David, is making a point. And the point is that this man, Yahushua, that we're about to talk about, his lineage goes through David and through Abraham. And by it calling them son, it's spiritually saying that he is these people. Now, I don't go into much detail about that. So, like when you saying it, you asking for a breakdown for somebody. Like it's like saying, prove that you was King David in your former life. You want to get spooky with that, you can. But here's what I will tell you: there's no remembrance of former things, neither is there remembrance of things to come. What we have is the records that show you that that Yahushua was raised up with a spirit that had been here way before him, because it talks about him being here in the beginning, right? And it also refers to him in the line of the son of David and the son of Abraham. So that's where we would start on that, right? There's other scriptures that would pull out, but for the sake of what time we have, I'll just say that's the main cornerstone you're going to need right there. That'll tell you where Yahushua came from, what was his stock, what was his lineage, who was his forefathers. And you all know that you're born in the line of your forefathers when you come back into the earth. All right, so you ain't gonna be born a white man if you was a black man. You ain't gonna be born a woman if you was a man, so on and so forth. So when you get down to it, he came from that stock, that line and lineage, and the scripture is basically spiritually, he is the son of Abraham and the son of David, all right, which would be Isaac and which would be Solomon. Also, as far as Adam, can you get 1 Corinthians chapter 15? Now remember, the Lord put the spirit in the earth. He put the spirit of truth in these men. You know what I'm saying? He said that, you know, he would build back up his kingdom through their lineage, talking about David, talking about Abraham. But the first person to ever get the truth on the planet was Adam, right? So when you go back to Genesis 2, it talks about breathing the breath of life in him. It was talking about giving Adam the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to be better than everybody else that was on the planet, which was the law, statutes, and commandments. The ability to follow those laws was what made Adam special and great. And also with that being special and great came a responsibility to do what the Most High said to do. Okay, so you got the 1 Corinthians?
Cool. So,
give me 15 and let me see. Go to about 43. Let me get there with you. Hold on 1 second. 1 Corinthians 15 and 43. Make sure that's where we want to start at. All right. Boom. All right, go to 42.
1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 42.
Mm-hmm.
So also is the resurrection of the dead. It is sown in corruption. It is raised in incorruption.
So now this is talking about two different things, right? And how one has a certain flesh, another has a certain flesh, right? there is a certain glory for the moon and a certain glory for the stars. So it's talking about things that on the outside would look to be like they similar or the same thing, right? Like we made out of the same thing. We come from the dirt, the bird should, or a beast would too. But in this particular thing, he's breaking out how these things come and they're made differently, even though they would resemble being the same thing. To us, the sun and the stars, or the sun and the moon, is the same thing. Stuff we can't touch that we see every day, right? So we just got to believe what they tell us about it. So if we go to verse 41, it's saying there is one glory of the sun and another of the moon, meaning they're two different things, and another glory of the stars. For one star differeth from another star in glory. Well, so also is the resurrection of the dead. It is sown in corruption. What is the corruption? Your flesh, right? So right now we're talking about carnally. How can a man be another man? It's impossible. I can't be Yamayan, no matter how hard I try. I could put on Yamayan's headpiece, Yamayan's garment. I'm saying brothers be trying to sleep with your wife so they can be you. It don't work like that. But spiritually, we can all take on the spirit of Christ and become one and become Christ. So now when you're asking that question, spiritually is what we're talking about. But physically, these were real men. So now when you talk about who you was before, we have no idea, but we could piece things together according to the scriptures, according to the information that we have to say that he is likening the thing that Christ did as the thing or a similarity between him and Adam, no different than the sun, the moon, and the stars. All right. So it is sown in Salaki, verse 42. So also is the resurrection of the dead. It is sown in corruption, it is raised in incorruption. So those things that you see now, like flesh, blood, all of this is not what inherits the kingdom. Once you die, all of this goes back to the dirt, and your spirit goes back to the Most High, and he brings that back. There's a whole class about resurrection, which I'm not trying to get into, but the whole point is now that spirit comes back. It's not as important what Christ did as Adam or as Solomon as it is when he did as Yahushua. And the reason being is because from that point, there was a purpose within the earth. As Adam, to be the first man with the truth, but he failed. There was a purpose within the earth for him to be Solomon, to be the king of Israel at the time, but he failed. But what happened is when he wasn't Adam, the only man with authority, power, and might in the earth, when he wasn't Solomon, the greatest king to ever live and one of the most wise kings on the planet, but yet the son of a carpenter, that it took for him to be the redeemer of the children of Israel to bring us back to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. All right, so now as we're breaking this down, he's talking about corruption and incorruption. Go ahead to verse 43.
Come. Verse 43. It is sown in dishonor.
Mm-hmm.
It is raised in glory.
Okay.
It is sown in weakness. It is raised in power.
So the same thing that was here, right, and became dishonorable will be raised in glory. The same thing that was weak will be raised in power. And this is the power of the Most High. With men, it is impossible. But with the Most High, all things are possible. Keep going.
Come. Verse 44. It is sown a natural body.
Mm-hmm.
It is raised a spiritual body. There's a natural body and there's a spiritual body.
Now, here's what we're talking about right now. What we're talking about, and the question is about, is how is this man, these people in a natural body, right? But a better question, or something that would be easier to explain based on the scriptures, would be spiritual things, which is what Christ taught, which is what Paul taught, which is what the prophets taught. All of these things. Now, in the law, you do have physical things that you have to deal with, like literally not eating certain things, literally not sleeping with brothers. But spiritually, this is the importance of what happened with Yahushua, and this is why the Most High raised him from the dead, to make a point that this thing should be spiritual moving forward. But this what it's talking about right here is in verse 44, it is sown a natural body, is raised in a spiritual body. So now you got this natural thing that we're talking about a man physically being another man, which is impossible. And then we have spiritual things about this spirit being sown and raised up into another man that'll be greater than the man that was before him. And that's what he's about to go into. Keep going.
Come. Verse 45. And so it is written, the first man, Adam, was made a living soul.
How was the first man, Adam, made a living soul? The first man, Adam, was made a living soul by receiving the breath of life. The same breath of life was talked about in Ezekiel, I think it's 37, where it talks about the valley of dry bones and breathing the breath of life into them, right? And then raising them up and then becoming a exceedingly great army. This same breath of life was breathed into Adam, and he became a living soul. Now, was he already alive before this? Yeah, he was alive since Genesis 1, right? When he became a living soul, then he really became a life. That's why when we talk about what life and death is, we're speaking of life being following and keeping the laws of God and the benefits that come along with it, which you can find in Deuteronomy 28, 1 through 15. And then death being not following the law, statutes, and commandments of God, and those curses that come along or punishments that come along with not following. All right. So you got, can you give me Baruch chapter 4, verse 1? Get that real quick. We're coming right back here where you was at too. Got it?
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Baruch chapter 4,
Mm-hmm.
verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God.
Right.
And the law that endure forever.
That endured how long?
Forever.
Until Christ died.
Forever.
Christ nailed it to the cross.
Forever.
This is the book of the commandments of God, right? Listen, and they are forever. Keep going.
Come. All they that keep it shall come to life.
Right.
But such as leave it shall die.
All they that keep it shall come to life, but those that leave it shall die. Now, this death can be while you alive. You could be punished for something you did wrong while you still here on this earth. You could be going through these curses, living a life where you, no matter what you do, you can get off. Living a life where your woman will take you through all kind of hell on a day-to-day basis. Your oppressor at your job will take you through hell on a day-to-day basis. Child support, whatever the hell you got to deal with. All of these things are things that you can consider to be curses while you still living. And they can be a result of you not following and keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, right? And then you can be alive in the midst of all of those things because of the blessing that the Lord moves you right through all of the stuff that everybody else is going through. You move through it like it never happened, right? But that's because you're keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, and the Lord gives you the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to navigate through these things without them harming you. So when we talking about life and death, we're talking about keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. All right, 1 Corinthians 15. Give me 44 one more time.
1 Corinthians chapter 15,
45.
verse 45.
Mm-hmm.
And so it is written, the first man, Adam, was made a living soul.
Right.
The last Adam was made a quickening spirit.
So now, if it's talking about the first Adam and the last Adam, what are both of these things being attributed to? The word Adam or Adam, right, in the Hebrew just means man. So the first man, Adam, right, being a quickening soul. Salakia, was made a living soul. The last man was made a quickening spirit. So this is what you got to understand about Christ. Everything that you've seen Christ do, talk about, say, and happened, he attributed to the Most High. He took no credit for it. If I go out and I dig a hole, I'm gonna say Kazak dug that hole. Unless I'm just a Christian, I ain't gonna be like the Lord dug that hole. But everything you see this man doing, from healing to walking on water to raising the dead, healing the sick, he gave all of that. From 12 years old, turning water into wine. This is all the Most High, right? So now, when we start talking about who he was beforehand, really, in the grand scheme of things, it really don't matter. It really don't. But based on the scriptures, we could find if they was in that he comes from that lineage, he comes from that stock, he was raised from that, all the way back to Adam, right? The Lord sent him back and send that same spirit back in there to rectify the thing that was done all the way back in Adam, and to get the people that he chose. Remember, there was other people in the earth. He chose Adamites. Before there was an Israelite, before there was a Hebrew, he chose Adam's people and the people up under him to have the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that's in this Bible, and gave it to him. Then he chose Noahites, and everybody else was drowned in the flood. And out of Noah's son, he chose Shem. Not Ham, not Japheth, right? Just like out of Abraham's, he chose Isaac, and just like out of David's, he chose Solomon. Now, this don't mean that if you're an Israelite and you don't go back to David, that you're not in some parts. All of us right now have the opportunity to become one stick again. This is also in Ezekiel 37. Christ came to do just that. So now we at verse 45, as is written, the first man, Adam, was a living soul. So the first time he put that spirit in Adam, he gave him the laws, and he became a living soul. The last Adam was made a quickening spirit. What does that word quickening mean? Quickening. Is it in the Bible dictionary? Let me see. Quickening. No? Yeah, look it up. You got quicksand, no quickening. It might be in a compact. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 15. You found it? No.
The definition quickening, I guess, in single form. So I got that one.
Go ahead. What's that one?
Quicken, from Oxford Dictionary. To make or become faster or quicker.
Nah.
Definition number 2.
Yeah, keep going. That ain't it.
Stimulate or become stimulated. You know, going to the definition they have for
That's the only two?
that.
Oxford. Look in Merriam-Webster for me. See if we can find it.
But they have what does the phrase quickening means? The action of bringing someone or something to life.
There you go, right there. What is that? Why is that not in the thing?
I have no idea.
All right, so if you look that word up in the Greek, you'll get the Greek. It'll be, I don't know what the hell that word is because I can't read it. It looks like zoo, poeo, something like that. G2227, not 227, 2227. Translates to quicken, to give life, to make alive, right? First definition, to produce alive, begat or bear living young. Second definition, to cause to live, make alive, give life. A, by spiritual power, to arouse, to invigorate. B, to restore to life. C, to give increase of life, thus physical life. D, of the spirit, quickening as respects to spirit, endued with new and greater powers of life. This is the third definition, mataf, of seeds, quickening into life, i.e. germinating, springing up or growing seeds. All right. So all of this means to bring to life. So the first Adam was made a living soul, meaning he had the law, statutes, and commandments. The second Adam was made a quickening spirit. But what this is telling us is it's the same spirit used for two different reasons. This is the reason why it says that. All right, keep going. 46.
Verse 46. Howbeit, that was not first which is spiritual, but that which is natural, and afterward that which is spiritual.
So now Adam, loving his wife, his woman, in the spiritual, as you well should, listened to his wife and gave the fall of man. But after that, brought back into this earth and given another opportunity, redeemed the children of Israel. That which was first was not spiritual, but that which is natural. And after that, that which is spiritual. Go ahead to verse 7.
Was it?
47, yeah.
Verse 47. The first man is of the earth, earthy.
Yeah.
The second man is the Lord from heaven.
So now when we're having this conversation, what we can do is go and still look at things as like if your mama named Mary and your daddy named Joseph. Well, Adam's mama and daddy wasn't named Mary and Joseph. You understand? Solomon's mama and daddy wasn't named Mary and Joseph. So we're talking about different people. However, we're talking about the same spirit. Understood, right? And then also when we go to verse 47, the first man is of the earth, earthy. The second man is the Lord from heaven. So the Lord raised up Christ to be king and Lord and all of us and savior of Israel, right? The first time he was only raised up to do a job within the earth. That's to bring the truth into the earth and to be fruitful and multiply and to till the ground and to do those things that he was told to do in the garden. So when you come into this earth, the Lord already has an assignment for you. This is the reason why you would rather be at the strip club. You would rather be somewhere else trying to be the trap king of the world. But the Lord got you in here learning how to rule over nations, how to govern your household, how to do these things. So when we talk about it, like me personally, there's brothers that can go really deeper. If you might want to ask that same question, the General Muhammad, he's probably going to give you a better explanation than I just gave you of the same scriptures, more than likely. But these are the reasons that we know. You can keep going though.
Verse 48. As is the earthy, such are they also that are earthy. And as is the heavenly, such are they also that are heavenly.
So now, if you try to follow the man, like for instance, people go and worship Jesus Christ, right? You being earthy, when reality is Christ gave all the things that he was doing the credit to the Most High. So as those things that are heavenly, then you have to learn to respect the work of the Most High. And the Most High gave us an example of how to be redeemed back to him. Go to verse 49.
Verse 49. And as we have borne the image of the earthly, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly.
So as we have borne the image, like we look like Adam. We in the image of our father Adam. Is that how you know? Because we doing stupid stuff Eve's telling us to do to this day. Following behind Eve and going against the Most High to this day. What we supposed to look like is Yahushua. And Yahushua didn't even look like Yahushua based on what he looked like physically, but we talking about spiritually. All right, so that's a quick synopsis of the breakdown. Matthew 1:1 talks about him being the son of the son of Abraham, which is Isaac, the son of David, which is Solomon. And the scripture that breakdown goes back to Adam. Hopefully I answered your question. If not, maybe you can get with me. I want to make sure I get to my topic, and we ain't got a whole bunch of time. We got any more questions? All right. Where was we at? We was talking about angels, right? All right, let's get into that. Anybody have any questions? Make sure you type them in right now. I don't want to stop to come back. Once I get started. All right. There's a scripture in Ezekiel that talks about the angels. I want to get that first. That's not first in my breakdown. So now I gotta look for it. Give me Ezekiel chapter 1, right? Ezekiel chapter 1. Now, back to what I was bringing out, right? When we see angels in the scriptures, it don't look like what they showed us angels was. It's always little white babies flying around with what they got, bow and arrows or something like that. Or, some monstrous creature with wings that we would see on I used to watch this show called Lucifer. I don't know if anybody ever seen the show. It's a good show. And this devil is supposed to be the devil. Ironically enough, they got a devil playing the devil, right? Yeah. So, anyways, these people come and they take on the form of men, but in reality, they're supposed to be some type of beings, and they look monstrous. Well, they get this idea and a lot of the things that Esau do right out of the scriptures. So let's get some and show you. All right, give me Ezekiel 1 and 4.
Oh, Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolding itself, and a brightness was about it, and out of the midst thereof as the color of amber.
So he looked and he beheld. Now you got this whirlwind. It looked like a tornado or something coming from above his head, right? And a fire enfolding itself. Now this is his way of describing what he's seeing at the time. We might have a better description based on certain things that we know to be a day, right? So how we break this down, and the truth is the brother is seeing a chariot, or what one would call a unidentified flying object coming down. Go ahead to verse 5.
Okay. Verse 5. Also out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures.
Mm-hmm.
And this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man.
They had the likeness of what?
Of a man.
They had the likeness of a man. So these angels did not look like little babies with bow and arrow. It was made like a man. But now, let's see where Esau get his fierce animal-like things that they described them as in the movies. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 6. And everyone had 4 faces.
Uh-huh.
And everyone had 4 wings.
So there's the wings you see depicted in all Esau's movies. They never depict the 4 faces because they don't read the Bible. Go ahead.
And their feet were straight feet.
Uh-huh.
And the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot. And they sparkled like the color of burnished brass.
What color were these angels? The color of what?
Burnished brass.
Whenever we talk about brass, you talk about some form of brown. So the angels wasn't white. They had the likeness of a man and the color of burnished brass. I'm gonna leave that where it's at because that ain't my topic. Keep going.
Verse 8. And they had the hands of a man under their wings.
Okay.
On their 4 sides. And they 4 had their faces and their wings.
So this is looking like something that you've never seen before. He's explaining it to the best of his ability, right? To the best of his ability. let's see, let's go down to, he keeps explaining it. Go to verse 10.
Come. Verse 10. As for the likeness of their faces, they four had the face of a man and the face of a lion on the right side, and they four had the face of an ox on the left side.
So it looks like one thing on one side, you see it again, it looked like something else on the other side, right? Okay, keep going.
Come. They four also had the face of an eagle. Verse 11. Thus were their faces, and their wings were stretched upward. 2 wings of every one were joined one to another, and 2 covered their bodies.
Where we at?
Verse 12.
All right, go ahead. We're going to go to 14.
Come. Verse 12. And they went every one straight forward, whither the Spirit was to go.
Whether what?
Whither the Spirit was to go.
They
went, and they turned not. Sloppy. And they turned not when they went.
So now, wherever the Lord told them or sent the Spirit to go, that's where they went. They went straight there. They didn't turn. They didn't pass go. They didn't collect $200. None of that. They went exactly to where the Lord told them to go. Right? These are angels. These are angels right here, or messengers of God. Keep going.
Okay. Verse 13. As for the likeness of the living creatures, their appearance is like burning coals of fire, and like the appearance of lamps. It went up and down among the living creatures, and the fire was bright, and out of the fire went forth lightning.
So now we got our first little description about these angels. I'm telling you a little bit about them. This is how Ezekiel described it, right? Now, what are their jobs? Let me see if I can get it real quick. Looking in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, and I remember Zondervan was not in the truth, so we might hear some foolishness. I don't know, but we're going to go and bring it out anyway. You got it?
Got on.
What he saying?
Angel, Zondervan Bible Dictionary.
Uh-huh.
A supernatural heavenly being, a little higher in dignity than man.
Really? Keep going.
Their creation was certainly before the creation of man.
Okay.
They are described as spirits.
Mm-hmm.
Their superhuman intelligence and strength is not unlimited. They are distinct from man.
They are distinct from man. Go ahead.
And neither marry nor die.
So now, men, this is what is said in the New Testament. Men fall because of 3 things: the lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh, and their pride of life, their pride. If these beings don't marry, so that means they ain't got no wife, that means they ain't lusted after women, right? They only do what they told, that means they ain't got pride. And the only thing they see is the orders that's given to them by the Most High. We just read that they go straight where he told them to go, and they go straight and they turn not, right? It's a lot more to this. If you read down in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, I'm sure it'll talk about fallen angels, right? See, here's the problem. People think that Satan is a bad angel. What you'll learn by reading the Bible is that word Satan, or that word, it just means adversary. It just means adversary. So now, if you and a brother, we could call it ops for the day's term. If you and a brother going through it, he is Satan to you, right? Your baby mama got you a child support court. She is Satan to you. She's just an adversary, and it could take on different forms. And the reason he's not the Most High's adversary is because Satan ain't dumb enough to go against the Lord like you are. He only does what he's told. You don't believe me, do you? Let's go to Job. You don't believe me? He does what the Lord allows him to do. He don't make up his own stuff. I'm Satan. I'm going to just go fight the Lord. Get out of here. The angel of the Lord is way wiser than you in the sense that you think you can beat God by playing the lottery. You think you can beat God by selling dope or starting a business. You think you can beat God by giving to the poor, right? Bottom line is the Lord has power over the clay. The potter has power over the clay. We'll go get that too. Give me verse, is it 13? Yeah. Verse 13. Job 1 and 13.
Okay. Job chapter 1, verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a day when his sons and his daughters were eating and drinking wine, and their
Oh, no, that ain't the right one. I'm sorry. It's like, yeah, 6.
Job chapter 1, verse 6. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Most High.
There was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves. Now, remember, in the Christian church, Satan is God's adversary. He's against the Lord. He fighting the Lord. He got kicked out of heaven. That's why he on the earth right now, crawling on his stomach. Right? But in the book of Job, which is one of the oldest books in the Bible, it says there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Most High. Who are these sons of God? Let me see if that's in here. Sons of God. I know that we're gonna take you to the Nephilim and some it's gonna be talking about something crazy, right? Sons of the prophets, sons of God, children of God. The description of those who are in a special or intimate intimate relationship with God. In the OT, the Lord chose the people Israel and made a holy covenant with them. As a result, the people as a unit, and thus each member, were described as the sons of God. Further, the Davidic king Messiah was described as the Son of God. This usage continued anew, where the ancient people of Israel are said to possess the sonship and be God's children, and the Messiah is seen as God's son, citing these scriptures. Building on this OT usage, members of the new covenant are also described as the Son of God. Both Paul, I'm trying to figure out where it says the angels though. Oh, okay. Few passages appear to refer to angels like Job 1 and 6, 2 and 1, 38 and 7, Psalms 89 and 6, right? Genesis 6 and 1 and 2 may likewise involve angels. In this case, they are fallen ones, or they may be demon-possessed individuals, but others view these as sons of God, as kings, rulers, and princes. Now, Zondervan just kicked something heavy on y'all. Some people see them as fallen or demonic people. Others see them as kings, rulers, and princes. Now, whoever you think they is, let's go back to Job. Read verse 6 again.
Job chapter 1, verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Most High, and Satan came also among them.
And what?
And Satan came also.
What are you doing now? The angels coming to present themselves like, here I am. You know what I'm saying? Imagine Shabbat, Kazak, Banya Hawada, Banya Shalom. But you know what I'm saying? Banya Hawada, Banya Shalom. We present ourselves as the sons of God within the earth. And Nino Brown, Scarface, or somebody that has done wickedness. Name a pimp. He came. Insert name here, the wickedest nigga you know. He's showing up too. Does that even make sense? No, it doesn't make sense, right? The sons of God came to present themselves, and Satan came with them. Go ahead.
Verse 7. And the Most High said unto Satan, Whence comest thou?
Mm-hmm.
Then Satan answered the Most High and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it.
Mm-hmm.
And the Most High said unto Satan, If thou considered my servant Job.
Now, what's going on right here? It's a conversation, right? What is Satan walking to and fro and up and down looking for? Anybody?
So,
Go ahead.
what souls to tempt?
For people to tempt, for someone who is supposed to be the Lord's people to find those and weed out those people who don't belong in the truth, who don't belong in the kingdom. How do you know they don't belong? Because they have not made up their minds that they will never sin again. You understand? You don't believe me? Keep reading.
And the Most High said unto Satan, If thou considered my servant Job,
Mm-hmm.
that there is none like him in the earth.
Yeah, try him. Go try him and tempt him. Ain't nobody like Job. Job is my dude. This is my dude. This is what the Lord said. Now, that's a beautiful thing when the Lord can say that about you. I know he ain't saying that about me. He ain't like, yo, he probably telling Satan, leave that nigga alone. He barely, by a thread. He just getting himself together, man. But Job wasn't like that. Have you considered my servant Job? It ain't nobody like him. He's like the baddest dude I know. Go and see what's up with him. Go ahead.
A perfect and upright man.
Oh, man. Perfect and upright. You know what I'm saying? Lord allow maybe one day I can put any of them titles right there. Perfect, just, none like him, all of that upright. Lord, I'm fighting. If it wasn't for your outshine, I wouldn't even be here. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
One that feareth God.
One that feareth God. Now remember, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So for him to fear the Lord is a very wise thing. Why should you fear the Lord? You just read Deuteronomy 28:16 on down to 68, 64, 68, and it'll tell you why you should fear the Lord. He will put things on you that are far worse than you can even imagine, in the same way that he will bless you with things that are far greater than what you can think or even imagine. All right, keep going.
And escheweth evil.
Escheweth evil.
Then Satan answered the Most High and said, Doth Job fear God for naught?
You saying he fear you? Yeah, I know that, but is he fearing you for nothing? Go ahead.
Has not thou made an hedge, and it's like an hedge about him and about his house and about all that he hath on every side?
So you done covered the man on every side. I can't get to him if I want to. He good. You blessed him and you set a hedge of protection around him. You got other angels guarding him. Can't nobody do nothing with him. Go ahead.
Thou hast blessed the work of his hands.
Right. He eating good. Go ahead.
And his substance is increased in the land.
There you go, right there. The brother got bread. You know what I'm saying? He good and he blessed. And you know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
But put forth thine hand now and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face.
Now, so who's going to put forth their hand and take what he has? That's the question. Who's talking when they say, put forth thine hand? Who's talking? Read it again. Read what he said right before that, and it'll tell you who's talking. Verse 9. Read verse 9.
Then Satan answered the Most High and said,
all right, now go to verse 11.
But put forth thine hand now.
Who's still talking? Satan is still talking. And he's asking the Most High. But if you put forth your hand, go ahead.
And touch all that he hath, he will curse thee to thy face.
So this is his thing. This is what Satan is saying about you too, right now. Right now. Give him something he like. Take away something he liked that he got. Do something to him and allow, right? Hold on 1 second. Okay, all right. Put forth your hands and take away what he got, and he'll take you to and he'll curse you to his face. Take away that good job he got. Take away that woman you gave him. Take away some of that bread that nice house. Let him can't pay his rent one month. You know what I'm saying? He'll curse you to your face. And this is what Satan is saying about you as well. Put something in his face he like, dangle that thing right there, like they do the Greyhound races. They got a fake rabbit. They got a fake rabbit. It ain't even a real rabbit, brother. And they just dangle it right in their face. And you like a dog chasing a fake rabbit, trying to get the rabbit. That's all they got to do to make them run, young. Put a fake rabbit in front of them, something they want. Lust and the desire and their pride, and it's gonna work. This is what this is what Satan is saying about Job. So what do you think he's saying about you? Man, nigga switch out on you for a bag of weed, man. Put somebody broad in front of, put somebody else's wife in front of you. That nigga will switch out on you. Yeah, I know you think he doing something good, right? But man, let him lose his job. Let something not go right for him. He'll forget you ever existed. Keep going.
Verse 12. And the Most High said unto Satan, behold, all that he had is in thy power.
Is in who power? Now, remember when Yahushua said, all power is given to me in heaven and earth. Who is he getting that power from? Yahushua can't do nothing without the Most High. So you're going to tell me somebody else can do something without the Most High? No. The Most High is in control of everything. Precept. I believe they just pulled it. Precept. Anybody? See if anybody online got it. You got it? You think you know what it is? No? Just paraphrase it. Let me see if you're on it. Because I might be talking about something different.
I the Most High will create both good and evil.
That's a good one. It's on topic, but that ain't the question that I asked. How do you know that the Most High is over everything? Well, I said the Most High is over everything. Meaning, like, he's above whatever power you could say. Like, how can somebody say that there are angels fighting against the Most High when he is Lord, the Most High power? Give me Psalms 82 real quick. You got it? Go ahead.
Psalm chapter 82, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
A psalm of Asaph. God standeth in the congregation of the mighty.
Mm-hmm.
He judgeth among the gods.
There it is right there. You see that first G-O-D, all capitals? What does that mean?
It's not all caps.
Huh?
Not all caps.
What? G-O-D?
Okay.
The first G-O-D?
Okay.
In my book, it is. Look. Oh, you on the phone? All right, but anyway, when you see that G-O-D right there, that's all caps. That's the Most High's name. Just like capital L, capital O, capital R, capital D. That's the Most High Yahweh standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He judges amongst the God, all small letters, Gods, right there. You see that one? That's right, ain't it? Okay. So now, if God is judging the gods, he in the congregation of the mighty judging the God. So that means no matter what power it is, whether it's an angel, whether it's a king, a ruler, a judge, all of the people with power, because that's all God's means is powers, right? Even when it's talking about men, he's standing in the congregation and judging among the gods. Who wants to test him? Who wants smoke with the Most High? Nobody. What are they talking about? Like angels can just fight against God, right? Listen, even the greatest army on the planet, the Lord had power over them. Let me see here. Let me see if I can find it real quick. This is verse. Give me Romans chapter 9. Verse 17.
Romans chapter 9, verse 17. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh.
Unto who?
Pharaoh.
All right, this is one of the greatest kings in the earth documented in the Bible. Go ahead.
Oh God. Even for the same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might shew my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
So now, everything that you see, you believe that this thing was raised up. Everybody you see that got power, everything you see that got power, or you think your oppressor is raised up by the Most High because he's that great and wonderful. You think that he got the power to fight the Most High. You think that America will stand forever. Well, they thought Babylon would stand forever. They thought Assyria would stand forever. They thought Greece and Rome would stand forever. And they also thought Egypt would stand. But the Lord said, for this purpose have I raised up Pharaoh, right? That I might show my power. He was only raised up so the Lord can destroy him. That's the only reason he became whatever he became. Now, go to verse 20 for the second time. No, go to verse 19 for the second time.
Oh God. Romans chapter 9, verse 19. Thou wilt say then unto me, why doth he yet find fault? For who have resisted his will?
So now, this is the question that Paul is asking. How can the Lord find fault in you for the things that you do, and nobody is operating out of the will of God? Keep reading.
Oh God, verse 20. Nay, but O man, who art thou that repliest against God?
How you gonna question the Most High? Who are you to be questioning the Most High of how he gonna do his thing? Go ahead.
Oh God. Shall a thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus?
That's like Satan saying that. That's like him and the other angels that supposedly got kicked out saying, why you made me an angel? You know what I'm saying? I want to be a nigga from the ghetto. I like black, what do you say? I like black boots and black hoodies. You know what I'm saying? No, man, that's not what's going on. They have lied to you about Satan's job and about Satan, who he is to the Most High and who he is to you. He is your adversary if you're weak. If you cannot deny yourself and deny your flesh, Satan will have his way with you, right? But if you can, then Satan does not become your adversary, but he becomes the adversary of your brothers and sisters who are weaker than you. This is the reason why Christ said, to Paul, Satan has desires to have you and sift you as wheat, but I done prayed for you. And then once you get it together, then you go and strengthen your brothers.
Quick question online.
Go ahead.
Yo, what's up, sis? So like you said, raising up Pharaoh for that purpose is like vessels fitted for destruction.
Absolutely. Absolutely. These are vessels that he made. Listen, if he's saying that, 2 parts of his chosen people ain't gonna make it, then these are just vessels fitted for destruction. If before it says right here in this same scripture, if you read it, we ain't gotta read it for the sake of time. Before these kids came out the womb, he said, Jacob have I loved and Esau have I hated. That's before they was even born. They vessels fitted for destruction. He already chose what he wants you to do beforehand. That's why when that spirit, like we was talking about earlier, came in with Adam, he already knew when he gave the law, statutes, and commandments. If you go to chapter 30, he's saying like, write this down as a memorial, Moses, because I know they're gonna break my law that you gave it to them the way I gave it to you. And when it happened to them, now they can look back and remember who they was before the fall. Remember who they was when they had the opportunity to be a nation of kings and priests. And now they just, you know what I'm saying, drug dealers and hoes. It's crazy. You're sitting there fighting against Satan, really, and oh man, I'm gonna have to get that. And Satan really, he just has a job to prove to you and the Most High who you really are. Let me repeat that again. Satan has a job to prove to you and the Most High who you really are. Check. Give me Psalms 103. Let's get a little bit more about what the Lord made the angels to do so that you don't get it twisted. Now, I'm going to run through these real quick. Anybody online have an issue or a question, just go ahead and ask it. If you have an issue in here, you know what I'm saying, you can go ahead and ask it, all right? Or say, Salaki, slow down. I ain't get that. I'm missing something. I don't understand it, all right? Psalms 103 and 19.
Psalms chapter 103, verse 19.
Mm-hmm.
The Most High hath prepared his throne in the heavens.
There it is. Go ahead.
Oh God. And his kingdom ruleth over all.
His kingdom is above all kingdoms, the King of kings. Go ahead.
Oh God. Bless the Most High, ye his angels that excel in strength, that do his commandments, hearkening unto the voice of his word.
So in this, right, it's talking about ministers or messengers when it's talking about angels. Bless the Most High, ye his angels that excel in strength and do his commandments. What do the angels do? Excel in strength, do his commandments, hearkening unto the voice of his word. Go ahead.
Oh God. Verse 20, bless the Most High, ye his angels that excel. Verse 21,
Mm-hmm.
Bless ye the Most High, all ye his hosts.
All his hosts. That means his army. Go ahead.
All ye, ye ministers of his,
right,
that do his pleasure.
You servants of his. Minister is a servant that does his pleasure. So what do the angels do? Do they do their own pleasure? Do they do what they like to do? Do they fight the Most High, for example, to be the Most High? No, they do what he wants them to do, his pleasure. Keep going.
Come. Bless the Most High, all his works in all places of his dominion.
Mm-hmm.
Bless the Most High, O my soul.
Now, where is the Lord not have dominion in? Everywhere. He has dominion everywhere. Give me Psalms 104. We're going to roll through it real quick. And we're going to see when it talks about angels, a lot of times it's saying minister, which means servant. So the angels are the servants of the Lord. They are the messengers of the Lord. Keep going.
Psalms chapter 104, verse 1.
Yeah.
Bless the Most High, O my soul. O Most High, my power.
Right.
Thou art very great.
Yeah, he is.
Thou art clothed with honor and majesty.
Go ahead. Oh, by the way, some dude on Clubhouse, he pulled this to prove that the Most High wear clothes. Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead, Randall.
Oh God. Who covereth thyself with light as
yeah, he got a garment on. Go ahead,
who stretches out the heavens.
Stop. I gotta take a break. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh God. Who stretches out the heavens like a curtain.
Mm-hmm.
Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters.
He got curtains. Go ahead.
Who maketh the clouds with his chariot.
There you go.
The clouds his chariot.
There it is right there. Talks about the chariots being the clouds. Go ahead.
Who walketh upon the wings of the wind.
Go ahead.
who maketh his angels spirits,
Right.
his ministers a flaming fire.
His ministers a flaming fire. Give me Psalms 91. We're gonna stick with David for a little second.
Somebody, I got a quick question.
Go ahead.
Since like it said, will we be considered as messengers also?
We are right now. If you're doing the will of the Most High, you are considered as an angel. You don't believe me? Precept. I believe we're gonna get to it too. Anybody? Let's see if somebody online know. Precept. I'm gonna hold on to that one. The answer is yes. We'll come back to it. Go ahead. Go ahead. Where we at? Psalm 91.
So we leave 104.
Yeah, we leaving 104. Psalms 91.
Psalm chapter 91, verse 1. He that dwelleth.
No, verse 9. Go to verse 9.
Psalm chapter 91, verse 9. Because thou hast made the Most High, which is my refuge, even the Most High thy habitation.
Since you made the Most High my refuge, your habitation. Go ahead.
There shall no evil befall thee.
This is why we ain't worried about nothing. Remember that song he said, "I ain't worried about nothing. He ain't worried about nothing." Like he should be. Why? Because he's a disgusting sinner and he breaks the Lord's laws every single day of his life. But us who have done what Yahweh shall say, repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand, right? We hoping to get crowns placed on our head, to get power and dominion and strength and authority within the earth. Because why? Because we deserve it. If you are he who holds to the end, the same shall be saved. Now we're gonna go through this thing, and Satan gonna dangle all type of dead fake rabbits in front of us. It ain't gold. It ain't no rabbit. Don't fall for it. It's easy to fall. It's hard to build up a reputation of honor, strength, and integrity. Them things take years. You know how they say you're in a relationship with somebody. You know what I'm saying? It takes years to build up trust. All you gotta do is call with some text messages in your phone, and all them years that you done build up is out the door. All right? It's out the door. Don't let Satan tempt you into not walking in the authority and all of this stuff that the Lord has placed you in. If you are a sister that has came out the world and came into this truth, do not let Christianity tell you you can do whatever you want and follow the Lord at the same time. It don't work like that, right? You cannot serve the Lord and be else you're gonna be like what they claim Satan is, fighting against the Most High. That's you. You're fighting against the Most High. Why? Because a carnal mind is enmity with the Lord. It's not subject to the laws of God, neither can be. Therefore, you following after your own lust, your own desires, and everything that the Lord is against. When you should be like these angels who walk in power and dominion, but they also do his will and the Lord's desires, is what it said, right? That's what it said in Psalms 103, right? All his works and places of dominion, they do his pleasure. Okay, go ahead. Verse 10.
Come. Neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling.
So all these plagues right now, you have people dying of COVID-19. They got that Omarion out there. I know that ain't the name, but that's what they call it. They call it that Omarion's out there, that Omarion variant. Make sure this thing ain't getting no better for America. People is dying. There is a plague out, right? But the Lord is saying, when you have made the Lord your habitation, meaning you dwelling in the work of the Most High, that's all you doing. No plague is going to befall, no evil is going to befall you, and no plague is coming to your house. Now, does that mean you ain't never gonna get sick again? Come on, let's not be Christian. What this does mean is like my brother Yahweh in Atlanta said when he sat there and prayed because he thought he was going to die of COVID-19. If I die, then people are going to say that we are a house of sinners. And the people are going to say that the men of the Lord don't have strength and power. And the Lord heard his prayer and healed him. You understand? And he ain't the only one. We was in Houston at the Passover, hugging each other like ain't no such thing as no damn coronavirus. And we came back and we got ourselves together, and the Lord raised us up exceedingly great army again. Well, hey, Satan wanted to catch us about a week after Passover. We was down bad. And guess what? I'm going to hug and dap each and every one of y'all brothers when y'all come to Florida. I'm going to just hope y'all ain't afraid of needles. You know what I'm saying? Hope y'all ain't got that Omarion. Keep going.
Come on. Verse 11. For he shall give his angels charge over thee.
This is what I believe right here. You know what I'm saying? Made the Lord my habitation, my refuge. He's going to give angels charge over me. Go ahead.
In all thy ways.
To keep thee in all thy ways. So everywhere you going, if you do it operating in the what's the word I'm looking for? Obedience. If you operate in the obedience of the Most High, he'll send angels to keep charge over you and keep you in all thy ways. Keep going.
Verse 12. They shall bear thee up in their hands.
Yep.
Lest thou dash thy foot against the stone.
So they're going to hold you up where, like, bro, you ain't even got to stub your toe. When they say Job walking perfect, he ain't walking perfect because of him. Remember what Satan said. You done put an edge of protection. I can't even do nothing to him. I can't even tempt him. I can't even get to him. Everything that he needs, he's coming to you for. He ain't thinking like, you know what I'm saying? Some of y'all brothers is in here and still got the plug number in your phone. You waiting on us to teach you something that ain't in the Bible. So I'm speaking because I was that nigga. You understand? You understand? You ain't him no more. Go ahead and kill that dude and be brand new and made whole again. Right? Ain't no going backwards. Especially if the Lord places the angels to put you in their hand that you won't even dash your foot against the stone. Now, you got to have some type of faith to believe this thing right here, because you ain't seeing them. You don't see them angels that got charge over you. And based on the life that you live, you know you're supposed to be dead, in jail, got AIDS. You're supposed to have all of that going on right now. Why you ain't? Anyway, keep going.
Verse 13. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and adder.
Mm-hmm.
The young lion and the dragon shalt thou trample under feet.
Yeah, you're going to be able to trample over dragons. Trample over dragons. Trample over dragons. All right, let me tell y'all something. That's a hell of a skill to have. And you can only get it in this truth and ISUPK under commanding General Yana. You want to trample some dragons? Go ahead and come on in here. All right, let's go to the next one. Psalms 34. We're going to stay there for a second. This is going to be the last one, I believe. Talking about angels, right? They do not fight against the Most High. The Lord uses him for his will. Go ahead.
Psalm chapter 34, verse 1.
Verse 7.
Verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
The angel of the Most High encampeth round about them that fear him.
What? Read that again.
The angel of the Most High encampeth round about them that fear him.
Now, what's the precept? Job, when Satan said that, right? He's a man that feared the Lord. And Satan said, he got a edge of protection around him. What I'm going to do with him when you already protected him? This is the same thing. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Come. And deliver them.
Right?
Oh, taste and see that the Most High is good.
Check this part out. Read.
Blessed is the man that trusteth in him.
Blessed is the man that trusted in himself.
That trusteth in him.
Blessed is a man that trusted in him. How do you know if somebody trusts the Lord? First of all, they're going to do what he says to do. Because if you seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, then everything that you want will be added unto you. unless you want something that is out of his will. You understand? Go ahead. What you laughing? Somebody got something over there?
Yeah, what's up? So like this, so female dragons or powers that be dragons.
Ah, well, listen. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna speak for myself. I don't know about nobody else. When I was speaking, I wasn't talking about, like the ones that you see in the mystical movies that you have to slay, but I was talking about a creature that breathes fire out of their mouth, right? And got a big tail. So take it however you want to take it. That's what I was talking about. We slay and rule and train them. They be puffed the magic. They be puffed the magic dragon when we get down with. No, what's the nice dragons? The fire breathing. It's a fire breathing dragon, and he breathed fire on people and say, "Excuse me." I can't remember that cartoon, but it's out. That's what when we get done with them, we train them. The powers that be can fit that description as well, but we will train them at some point. But right now, the Lord is allowing them, just like He did Satan in the book of Job, to do whatever they can to see if we're going to say we're going to curse the Most High to our faith, or we're going to keep the faith and stand tall for the law, statutes, and commandments of God. All right, give me 2 Kings chapter 6, verse 15. 2 Kings chapter 6, verse 15.
Second Kings chapter 6, verse 15. And when the servant of the man of God was risen early and gone forth, behold, a host compassed the city both with horses and chariots.
Now we're talking about the power that if you as a man can take on the spirit of Christ, can take on the spirit to follow and keep the law, statutes, and commandments that's in the Bible, what kind of power you can have. Go ahead.
And his servant said unto him, Alas, my master, how shall we do? And he answered, Fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them.
So now they're going against a army that's way bigger than them, right? And he was afraid, and he asked these questions. And the brother answered, Fear not, because they that be with us are more than they that be with them. What does it mean? Quality over quantity. I know y'all heard that before, right? I really want to say it a certain way, but I ain't gonna say it like that. You can have 1 million punk A niggas, right? And you can have 5 real A niggas, Salakia. 5 soldiers that stand starch for this truth will take out all of the Black Lives Matter movement in Kentucky with 8 people. This will happen. We'll move mountains and blow up borders to get food to our people in the midst of being hated on by the so-called biggest and greatest nation on the planet. Can't stop us from getting food to our brother. You don't understand what I'm saying, right? Because they that be with us is way more than they that be with them. Go ahead and read.
Verse 17. And Elisha prayed and said, Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. And the Most High opened the eyes of the young man.
Right.
And he saw. And behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha.
Oh man, what's going on? These ain't the men that's fighting with them. Go ahead.
And when they came down to him, Elisha prayed unto the Most High and said, Smite this people, I pray thee, with blindness. And he smote them with blindness according to the word of Elisha.
Is it more to that? That was the point I wanted to bring out right there in verse 17. He ain't see it, but the Lord had chariots, right? Chariots and horses all around him. And it was the angels that was there to help them win this war. Come to find out, they ain't need none of that because the brother had so much faith in the Lord. He just asked them to make them niggas blind. And they went in, and what it said, according to the words of the Most High, he smote them with blindness according to the word of Elisha. Is it more to that? I think it's something more to that, but here's the power. You become the angels. You become the messengers of God. You become the sons of God by doing his will and being obedient to him. Y'all don't believe that, but it's all through the Bible. Acts chapter 5, verse 12. Let's get that. Matter of fact, I'm looking at the time. Let's skip that one. Give me Acts 12 and 6.
Acts chapter 12, verse 6. And when Herod would have brought him forth the same night, Peter was sleeping between two soldiers, bound with two chains, and the keepers before the door kept the prison.
So now Peter's in prison. he got two soldiers on his right and his left. They bound with chains, and the keepers outside of the door. Keep going.
Come. Verse 7. And behold, the angel of the Lord came upon him.
Right.
And the light shined in the prison.
Right.
And he smote Peter on the side and raised him up, saying, Arise up quickly. And his chains fell off his hands.
There it is right there. Now the angel's coming and doing exactly what the Lord said to do. Punched him in the side. Get up, nigga. Chains fall off his hand. Keep going.
Come. And the angel said unto him, Gird thyself and bind on thy sandals.
Put on your clothes, put on your shoes.
And so he did.
Mm-hmm.
And he said unto him, Cast thy garment about thee and follow me.
Put your garment on and follow me. Go ahead.
Come. And he went out and followed him, and wist not that it was true which was done by the angel, but thought he saw a vision.
Brother, like, I'm dreaming. Ain't no way in hell I walked up out of this prison like that. He ain't believe what was happening in his own life. Listen, when you are a servant of the Most High, you will not believe some of the things that the Lord will do in your life, right? They talk about it in church, but they ain't really telling people that you got to stop sinning in order for it to happen. You got to raise up and put on and be doing the will of the Most High, following after our best example, which is Yahushua. You got to do that. Otherwise, you're going to stay in that prison. The Lord will get you up out of there, but you got to be obedient to him to the point where you would be like, damn, I must be dreaming. I know I ain't walk out of here like that. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 10. When they were past the first and the second ward, they came into the iron gate that led up unto the city, which opened to them of his own accord, and they went out and passed on through one street, and forthwith the angel departed from him. And when Peter was come to himself, he said, Now I know of a surety that the Lord hath sent his angel, and have delivered me out of the hand of Herod.
So these is what angels do. Angels do this, right? But then there are other angels in the earth that are sent for other reasons. Remember when we read about Satan, right? We often bring out a lion spirit in the mouth of his prophets. Let me get that one. Give me Ecclesiasticus 39 and 28 while I get that one. Ecclesiasticus, does that say 39 and 28? Let me know when you got it.
No.
Go ahead.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 39, verse 28. They're the spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them.
Whoa. Start over. Read it. These are some other angels right here, right? All of the angels ain't here to do wonderful and beautiful things and get you out of prison. There are angels that have been tasked with destroying you. Right? There's an angel that we was talking about, Satan, that has been tasked with to tempt you, to deceive you, to see if you weak or strong, to see if you down for the Most High or you care about yourself, to see if you love your brothers and the children of Israel or you love yourself. Those angels exist as well. Go ahead, read.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 39, verse 28.
Mhm.
There be spirits that are created for vengeance.
Here we go. Vengeance for who? Vengeance is of the Lord. These spirits were created to get revenge from for the Lord from somebody who went against the Lord. Go ahead.
Which in their fury lay on sore strokes.
Oh man.
In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them.
Who made them?
Most High.
The Most High made them, right? The Most High made them. So in times, they pour out their strokes and appease the Most High. They are doing the will of the Most High by destroying you, not going against him. Because the Lord ain't with you. You understand? You fall and you blaming it on the devil. They ain't nothing but the devil, right? But these spirits were created by the Most High to tempt you. And once the Lord found out that you're nothing but a disgusting sinner that hates the Lord and loves yourself and your lust and your desires, and you love selling drugs and getting high and sleeping with whores and everything that the Lord said not to do, these spirits are there. This is why it says in Hebrews, once you come into the knowledge of the truth, right? Can't put that on Christ. You know better now. Now you got to do better. Keep going.
Verse 29. Fire and hail and famine and
Oh
death.
man, Lord have mercy. Go ahead.
Oh God. All these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents.
You see people getting ate by alligators and scorpions and everything, man. All of this, and people will say that's the devil. The devil did that. But this scripture is saying that's a lie. Right? It's saying the Lord sent these spirits to get into that alligator to eat this man. Like, what the hell are you doing out there anyway? The Lord will give you the wisdom to say, don't mess with that dragon, whether that be an alligator or a woman. The Lord will give you the wisdom to say, don't go out there in the storm, in the midst of the storm. Hunker down. Jimmy Hunter told y'all to start buying water and food, what, last year this time? Y'all see everything going up. All right. Do your thing. Keep reading.
And the sword punishing the wicked to destruction.
There it is right there, right? All of these things, the sword. I'm right here in Duval County. Look at the news tonight. See how many niggas getting killed. See how many people that the sword is taking out of here. You tell me the Lord ain't doing it. The Lord is doing it. You mad at the devil, and all he do is what the Lord say to do. Why don't you try doing what Satan does and doing and being obedient to the Lord? That sounds crazy, don't it? Try doing what Satan do and do everything the Lord say, and don't mess with nothing that the Lord don't give you permission to touch. Try that. Sound crazy, right? All right. You think God is all cookies and bubbles and rainbows, right? That's what you think? We're going to get there. Hebrews chapter 9, right? Oh, man, let me go back. Give me 1 Kings chapter 22. This is the way this thing was taught to me almost 10 years ago. Ain't no angels fighting God and living. You try fighting God and living and see what happens.
Verse 1.
Nah, give me it ain't verse 1, it might be like 15. Let me get there. Let me see. Boom. Let me see. Okay. Might be wrong. All right, go ahead and go to verse 18. No. Yeah, verse 18.
1 Kings chapter 22, verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, did I not tell thee that he will prophesy no good concerning me, but evil? And he said, hear thou therefore the word of the Most High. I saw the Most High sitting on his throne, and all the hosts of heaven standing by him on his right hand and on his left.
Okay.
And the Most High said, who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at
Ramoth Gilead.
Ramoth Gilead? And one said on this manner, and another said on that manner.
So this is a council, just like what's going on in Job, right? You see the Lord host, meaning his army around him, and the Lord saying he want him to go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead. And the Most High said, who's going to persuade him to do that? And one said one thing, oh, I'll do it, I don't want this, how I'm gonna do it. Well, I'll do it, I don't want this, how I'm gonna do it, right? Keep going, verse 21.
Verse 21. And there came forth a spirit and stood before the Most High and said, I will persuade him.
Mm-hmm.
And the Most High said unto him, wherewith?
Meaning how? How you going to do it? Go ahead.
Okay. And he said, I will go forth and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets.
So now this prophet was telling him what was going to happen. He didn't want to hear that. So this particular spirit went forth and said, now I'm going to be a lying spirit, that when his prophets is looking for a prophecy from God, I'm going to tell him he's going to win. I'm going to go forth and be a lying spirit in the mouth of his prophets. Now, this is what he's telling the Most High he's going to do in order to make the Most High's will happen. Think about that for a minute. Keep going.
Come. And he said, thou shalt persuade him and prevail also. Go forth and do so.
So the Lord told him what?
Go forth and do so.
Go and do it, just like he did with Satan in with Job. Go ahead. That's a good idea. Go ahead and read verse 23.
Come. Verse 23. Now therefore, behold, the Most High hath put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these thy prophets, and the Most High hath spoken evil concerning thee.
There it is right there. So now that spirit, he put it out, he went out and did it, and prevailed. And what the Most High wanted to happen, happened. Let me tell y'all something before we get out of here. Give me Exodus 15:3. All right? Exodus 15:3. If you think the Most High is all cookies and bubbles and rainbows and butterflies, all that cotton candy and everything great, he is. However, he is also everything, but they said we serve a terrible God, a powerful, terrible God. And this is what the scriptures say. Read it.
Exodus chapter 15, verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
The Most High is a man of war.
Mm-hmm.
The Most High is his name.
Hey, the Lord, Yahweh, is a man of war. Yahweh is his name. All right? So you better understand that. Right. So let me give you one last one. Don't blame it on Satan when you doing something. The Lord neither does tempt men. Right? You can't say no man can say he's tempted of the Lord. Give me 10:26, Hebrews 10:26, and we're going to finish with that. No man can say he was tempted of the Lord. So now that you know what Satan's job is, to tempt you, to take you off your game, to prove to the Most High that you don't belong in the kingdom, that you're not fit, you shouldn't be called the son or daughter of the Most High. Don't let him do it to you. Don't let him be a lying spirit in the mouth of your prophets. Don't let him deal with you. 10:26, Hebrews, right? Don't do that. And then once you get your stuff together, you go out and strengthen your brethren. You know why? Because at some point, Satan gonna come to you, and you might need your brother to tell you that you are weak and you don't need to fall victim to what he's telling you. To tell you that's a lie, right? Call and get some help. Seek some counsel. Ain't no use venting. Ain't no use getting high. Your problem's still gonna be there when you get done. And just know this: if the Lord has blessed you with the spirit and the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of these laws, statutes, and commandments, now you can't just be what it is, saved by grace no more. You got to endure, and it's going to be a hard thing to do that. Go ahead and read it.
Hebrews chapter 10, verse 26.
Yeah.
For if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of the truth,
Right.
there remaineth no more sacrifice
So
for
if you
sins.
sin willfully after you know this truth, you can't put that on Christ. He already died for you. Right? There's no more sacrifice that you can put on Christ. Keep reading.
Come. Verse 27. But a certain fearful looking.
You should be fearful. Go ahead.
Come. For of judgment.
Looking for of judgment. Go ahead.
Come. And fiery indignation. Which shall devour the adversaries.
You should be looking for a fearful judging, meaning you will be judged. Fiery indignation. These are things that you have to worry about when you are disobeying the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. So don't do it. Right now, you have men that have changed their entire life to try to come in here. And guess what? The harder you try to work for the Most High, the harder Satan is going to come and put some lying, deceiving spirit in front of you. And if you follow it, then you know better than Eve. Right? You know better than them damn dogs chasing after that fake rabbit. It's all to deceive you when in reality, we want the kingdom. And the only way we're going to get it is to be like Christ. Christ had a whore washing his feet with her hair. Do you think he was walking on water and rain? He could have had any woman he wanted. But I must be about my Father's business. Ain't no amount of money, ain't nothing in this world should make you leave this truth. Should make you turn against the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, or your creator. Because we already seen what the bottom looked like. We're trying to get to the top. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and end the class. For those who just came in at 7 o'clock, for the next couple of weeks, at least we'll be having class a little bit early, probably from 5 to 7. And you could feel free to go into General Mahaiman's class if you still have any questions. And I'm sure he'll do a way better job than I can of asking the questions. We're going to go ahead and end the class. The library is about to close. This is Israelite School of University Practical Knowledge. Start out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. All right. Home of the truth, defenders of the faith. With that, I say shalom.